Richard, did you design the standards, or they're just what you work with?
We've got two new fences here, which is this one and the Land Rover, and I've designed both of those. The others I went to the BSJ Jump Store and picked out the ones I wanted and mixed them up. But yeah, this year this is a brand new fence to Grand Slam, and I was very lucky asked to design it for Rolex. Having worked last year at the Reg with the people from Rolex, and then Land Rover wanted a new one as well, so we came up with that. The base of this, because of the three events, I chose the stone walls as the base of it, because if you think, those who've been to Badminton, you've got the big Cotswold walls there, and you've been out to Kentucky, there's a lot of stone walls that the Irish built there originally, and of course you've got the wall around the park here. So to me, that was the sort of factor that tied the whole three together. And then, you know, with the curve, and with the cross-country course up and down, I thought, it'd be nice rather than just a straight wall, and do it that way. So you try to sort of, in the background, you saw some sort of theme rather than just like the Land Rover one, which is just logos on a stand. So it's nice when you get a chance to do something. I tell you, as soon as I take the clothes off, it's not raining again. So we're coming up here again. We've got a lot of distance between, so you'll see riders doing a different striding up here. They've got enough room, but now we've got two big offices, which is quite tough. But I give them 2 strides in between, which helps it. The horses are beginning to get a little tired after yesterday. You know, it's 2 big efforts they have to make. The distance inside is a nice, comfortable distance. Shouldn't be a problem. And you see this one here, you can see the back rail quite easy on A. When you look at B, you can hardly see the back rail. So 30. I've been.
Yes, 30.
If this was a Grand Prix, the front rail would have been as square as B.
This makes the second jump more difficult.
More difficult with the front rail up square. But you've set up the distance. The hardest is going in. Once you're in, it's easier to come out. So, as I say, if this was a Grand Prix, that first rail will be up. But you've got that. Then they've got a little bit of a breather. They go all the way around and come back over the bridge. So there's a place here where the riders can save some time, decide how tight they're going to turn back into this. It helps a little bit because the bridge is out in the front. It's not a complete upright fence, so it encourages them a little bit. But when the horses turn, you know, they'll start looking at this, and there's going to be a camera here. So the rider's got to keep the eye of the horse onto the fence there to get to it. But with the wall a little bit up front, it should make it a little easier. This one comes a little bit more difficult. As you notice, the poles are a little shorter. The others are basically on the 12 foot. This is only on 10 foot. So that adds a little bit to the end. And then, again, you've got a related line down to this last fence. So if they cut it too tight, you're getting a little time, go direct to it. They're going to get there too early. This is the widest fence. This is 1.50 m wide.
Is that the maximum you can go to?
Yep, that's the maximum. So you've got the maximum height there and the maximum width here on the course. So.
Well, how wide did you say this was, sorry?
1.50 m.
What's the maximum?
Anticipate the most faults.
I say I think 5 can be hard. I mean, triple combinations are always hard. Depends how tired the horses are at the end of the course. You know, just keeping it together, and nerves as well, especially the last fence. When you've gone clean that far, and then you know, especially when you come down to the top 10, you've got to, you know, keeping it together all the way around. So, yeah, I do the Rolex Kentucky.
So is this would you make this the biggest?
Basically the same. The only difference is Rolex is on an all-weather ring, which is dead flat, and the footing is fantastic. The horses love it. So, in measurement-wise, that would be bigger. This, because the undulating ground, the fence is not quite so big, but will ride as difficult.
If not more difficult.
If not more difficult, because of the ground. So you've got 2 factors coming into it that way.
But this is how much bigger than Badminton would this be? Because it looks bigger than Badminton.
This will be the same as Badminton. It should be the same as Badminton. Yeah, that's where we're at. And last year I did the World Equestrian Games as well. So during.
And that was a big course.
That was a big course.
Stood next to
that was a big course, yeah. But the show jumping has got, I mean, you know, we're into the 50th anniversary here. I mean, no one could have jumped this 50 years ago. I mean, the standard of show jumping has risen so much. Just even in, I mean, I've done Kentucky since it's been a 4-star, and it was the 11th year this year. And if I built the first year, in April, what I built the first year, probably 3/4 of them would have gone clean over it easily. I mean, the standard is, well, we see it with dressage now. I mean, you're getting scores of 30s in dressage, which 10 years ago.
Is that maximum height?
Yeah. Yeah.
And are there any others maximum height?
That's close to it. It's just a couple of centimetres down. And the gate is close to maximum height. Most of the oxes are close onto the 125s. I mean, when I say maximum, not using the 5 centimetre tolerance.
Sure.
Everything else is basically 1.25 meters, which is... And the one thing they are doing here a lot is improving the footing. When I came here 3 years ago, they really just mowed this and did nothing, and you had little pits left from where the jumps were the previous years. They've started now filling lots of the pits and the footing and aerating it and getting this footing a lot better. So we are seeing that's helping it as well. But no, I always look back to my last year's course, and you know, you relive it because you remember it and think, oh God, yeah, I was a bit strong there, or I could have done this. So yeah, you got a couple of.
Just quickly, what's the take for? Can you wander around?
I'm about to go back. A lot of you see where these cups are in. What will happen is if this fell over, these cups could fall out. Yeah. So then we know that is go below that, so that no one can argue. And like some of these, because of the ground, are actually one whole difference on each side. So to get them level, because someone started looking like this and that way. So rather, you know, someone thinks, oh, that one's 7 holes down, and the other side maybe 6 holes down or something. So that's why I'm heading around, taping up, so we'll make sure it's the same for everybody.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. I have one more
Sure.
question for you. Do you get nervous when the first horse comes in to jump your course?
Do I look nervous? I wouldn't say petrified is the word, but I'm very, very relieved when the last horse goes. No, it is. You and what you'll get is you can get your first horse who comes because they're not in contention and they perhaps have just cantered around the cross-country course for a good time, so they're not tired. So they come in and make it look so easy, and you think, oh shit, I've got 20, 30, 50 others to go now. Yeah. And then as you get further down the competition, the horse is more tired and that. But no, there's many times I wonder why I do this, because, I mean, as I say, you wake up in the middle of the night. I think the middle of the night's the worst. You wake up and then you start thinking about it more. So once you get in here, and at least you guys take my mind off it as well. If you weren't here, I'd be standing up, fretting, walking up and down, and pacing around and doing that.